Hello, my name is Mark Dufour and I'm a postdoctoral research associate at the Michigan State University Quantitative Fisheries Center. And one of the projects that I'm working on involves helping to develop a management strategy for grass carp in Lake Erie. This project is funded by Michigan State DNR and works in collaboration through the Great Lakes Fishery Commission with other members of the Lake Erie Committee. Like other Asian carp, grass carp are native to the eastern tributaries of Asia. Grass carp, and these fish are brought over to the U.S. for particular reasons. Grass carp in particular are herbivorous and eat a large quantity of aquatic vegetation. So when they're stocked at appropriate levels, they can be used as an alternative to herbicides to manage nuisance aquatic vegetation. Unlike other grass carp in the U.S., which are being held outside of the Great Lakes by electric barriers near Chicago, these fish have snuck in and established what we think is a reproducing population in Lake Erie. Now, this is potentially a big problem because, as I mentioned, these fish grow quickly and attain large sizes and can consume a high degree or high amount of aquatic vegetation. So with large population sizes and high densities, they could really have a negative impact on Lake Erie's coastal wetlands. And that's important from a fisheries perspective because these wetlands are essential habitats for native fishes and invertebrates and waterfowl, and these support important cultural and recreational fisheries in the area. Wetlands are also important for absorbing nutrients in the water column and mitigating shoreline erosion. So loss of wetlands is really a potential consequence of having Asian carp or grass carp in the Great Lakes. And this isn't just a Lake Erie problem, it's really a potential threat to the entire Great Lakes. These fish are large and can undertake extensive migrations. So there's a threat that they could migrate out of Lake Erie and infest other lakes and also have these negative consequences. So there is a large number of management options that we have to address these, and these range from cutting off the source of grass carp into the Great Lakes. We could go out and directly capture fish and remove them. We could put up barriers to migration, or use genetic techniques that interfere with the reproductive cycle. And there's a whole host of other options that we could use as well. But each of these have uncertainties associated with them, and they also have trade-offs. The implementation could have a benefit towards controlling grass carp, but a negative towards native fishes. So balancing those costs and benefits is difficult to do. Lake Erie also is a large system and is managed collaboratively among Canadian and U.S. jurisdictions. And the agencies within these jurisdictions may value resources or the risks of a potential invasion differently. So although we're all moving and working towards the same goal, that can create challenges while working together. So our role here at the Quantitative Fisheries Center is to bring the stakeholders of these management agencies together and work through what we call a structured decision-making exercise. And the structured decision-making exercise is really kind of a formal framework where we can sit down and put up on the table the knowledge that we have about the system, the uncertainties that we have, and also the values that we hold important, and then use those to recommend management options and simplify or help assist the decision-making process on which management options will achieve our goals. So the way we do that is we get everyone together and we sit down in meetings or workshops, and we collectively define the problem and set goals and objectives and identify which management options are available to us. And then here at the QFC, we take those and we incorporate that information into a quantitative model, which we can use to evaluate the effectiveness of different management options, and also evaluate the trade-offs between managing Asian carp and other important resources in Lake Erie. So ultimately, this project will recommend a strategy that will help control grass carp to environmentally and economically acceptable and socially acceptable levels within Lake Erie. My role here as part of this project is to serve as a primary data analyst, but I'm also learning a lot from not only from our group here at the QFC, but from the stakeholders within the region about Great Lakes fisheries and the management framework that has been put in place through a lot of hard work, and it's really been a great experience so far.